Well, hi there folks, this is your host ID Jester. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, we are playing Marvel Heroes again. And as you can see, we are playing as Thing. And this is going to be a very special episode because Thing was literally my second hero that I ever got way back in the beginning. If you were part of the beta back when Marvel Heroes was introduced, the way they used to do it was you had a choice of like 8 heroes that you could choose from. Storm, Thing, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, I don't know who the others were. And you could choose one of them for free to play. And then what they used to do was, as you played the game, you would actually kill monsters and they would drop tokens for you to get other heroes. And this is the way they did it way in the beginning. And obviously they don't do that anymore. But Thing was the monster I had played. I chose Storm as my original character. And as we played through Storm and we were leveling her up, probably the first couple levels, level 2 I think it was, I found Thing, a token for Thing, and that's how I got Thing way back in the beginning. And all this time he's been sitting there at level 30, level 40, and for whatever reason I decided, again, he was kind of my lowest level character, right around the 40-42 mark, and I decided, well, let's get him up to 50. And then when we got him to 50, it was like, well, maybe we should go ahead and try to get him up to level 60. And so that's what we're doing, folks. We are way up, almost ready to go to level 60. And so Thing holds a little special place in my heart, just because of he was the one and only character that I ever got by finding a token for. And so he's the one guy that I ever did. And then when I played him, he just doesn't have that many really awesome, cool, special powers. Now, if you look at his powers, and this is, again, one of the original characters, so they haven't redone all the characters with a special level 52 where you have a signature power. Your ultimate unlocks at level 52. I think back in the day, Thing's ultimate unlocked at like level 25 or something. It was like the lowest one ever. And so I got him up to level 25, played him from like 25 to 35 or so. And that's kind of where he's been sitting for the longest time. And I was going to wait for them to redo him. I know January, I think, is what they're looking for. January or February is when they're going to redo Thing with new powers, give him his signature power, which will probably be clobbering time. I mean, it's kind of his signature power as is now. It's just, he doesn't have anything really that separates him from anybody else. He's just kind of, he's got a couple auras you can activate. He's got this granite defense that basically blocks damage coming in, and the rest is just punching, slapping, hitting, you know. He's got a couple passives here that lets you resist damage or get damage resistance. He has one crushing leap that has a cooldown of 8 seconds, which is huge nowadays. So, I mean, you activate it and you have to wait forever. So basically, he's kind of a, I hate to even say it, but he's kind of a one-trick pony. You activate this clobbering time as soon as you can, and then you just spam the ground smash, which does a crap load of damage. And if you run out of spirit, you just use your Rocky Punch, which is, you know, your basic regular punch. Occasionally we'll throw in a Brickyard Headbutt, which kind of does some pretty good damage, and occasionally we'll throw in a Bash. But pretty much clobbering time and ground smash are where it's at. You activate this, you get the extra movement speed, the extra attack speed, and you just ground smash him to death because it's a nice area around you. It hits multiple enemies, does some pretty good damage. It knocks him down and makes him vulnerable to more damage. I was using the direct shockwave for a while, but just doesn't kick it. Hard as a rock, a nice passive, gives you lots of health. This guy thing, again, he holds a real special place in my heart, so I want to say great things about him, because like I said, he's the one and only character that I ever got by picking up a token for a character. Never since, never, ever. And of course, you know, after that, they changed how they did it with the Eternity Splitters, where you pick up the Eternity Splitters to get heroes. And so it was Thing and Storm for me in the beginning, and that's all I had. And so I worked my way from there to what you got today. Anyways, yeah, he's kind of it's Clobbering Time and Ground Smash and a bunch of other punches occasionally here and there. You keep your auras up, you keep your defense up, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there's just not a lot to it. You can taunt people to come over, you can challenge people to come over. No, not interested. Really, that's just not, you know, you can weaken them by doing 10%. I don't want to activate a special power to weaken them. Give me a punch that weakens them or something, which is what they're doing with the normal characters. So they got to redo this guy. And I wasn't going to play him until they redid him, but once I got him up to level 50, and kind of my goal is to get everybody up to level 50 so we have the synergy bonuses with everything. As far as what we're doing with synergy, Black Panther, Cyclops for the XP bonus, Hulk for the health, Juggernaut for the movement, power cost reduction and the power damage, Loki for the spirit cost reduction, Punisher for the health on enemy defeated, Spider-Man on the dodge chance, and Storm for the spirit, Thor for physical and energy damage, and Wolverine for the brutal damage. Probably need to re-look at some of these. He's all about melee. That's all he does is physical and melee. So anybody you have unlocked that does physical and melee, and you're going to be playing Thing, I would definitely recommend you use those synergy bonuses. Again, it's just his powers, punch, different kinds of punches, Clobbering Time, which is really nice. It just gives him a really good buff, and then you're just smash the ground. And we're going to go ahead and do that here. We only got a little bit of time. He does have a very different unique, and we're going to show you that here in 2 minutes when the next boss comes up. He basically just slams the ground right in front of him. He sends out shockwaves all around him. Does some pretty good damage. And like I said, back in the day, before they had standardized all the heroes' abilities and stuff with signature powers and unlocking your ultimate at level 52, I think his ultimate unlocked at like level 25 or 30 or something. It was really low, I know that. So I've had his ultimate for a long time. Unlike nowadays where you gotta actually wait until you get all the way to the end. So anyways, we're going to be activating our Clobbering Time, which we did, and then you'll see us get this aura around us, and then we just spam the ground around us, because you just see shockwaves go out, does lots of damage to everybody standing near us. Occasionally we'll use our leaping to get to a location where there's a bunch of enemies. So if I see a bunch of enemies, I can leap over there, and then I just ground slam. Boom, boom, boom. So he's kind of a one-trick pony. He doesn't have a lot of really cool powers. Activate Clobbering Time, start just hammering them, and occasionally, like I said, if I get a chance, I'll throw in a bash. Like this is a bash. Just a one-hit punch, and you have to wait 4 seconds to do it again. And then occasionally I'll throw in a Brickyard headbutt. It does some pretty good over time damage. The problem is it takes a lot of your spirit up to do it. We'll go ahead and see if we can find an enemy to do that. Here we go. There's a Brickyard headbutt. Ready? I can't see it because the guy's shooting me in the face. There you go. Just kind of swings his head forward. And you can do some pretty good damage. Here, we'll do it again a couple times. There's no cooldown on it, but you'll see my spirit go down pretty quick. And there's level 60. I can't believe it. All the way from level 1, found on the ground, to level 60. This is a big day for me here in Marvel Heroes. Oh, and we got bosses, so we're going to go ahead and activate our ultimate right now. Here we go. And notice the bosses, everybody within this area is automatically stunned, whether you're a boss or not. So it does lots of good damage, stuns all the bosses, and now we're going to have, we're going to be voted MVP because of that. Look at that. I mean, the bosses are already dead because of me. That's it. I mean, that was literally, what, 12 seconds or 20 seconds of bosses. And that was because I got my ultimate when they weren't ready for me. And got it on them, and they can't do anything. They're like locked in place. So that's kind of, I guess, back in the day when, you know, they were originally creating the different heroes and stuff, that was kind of, okay, what we'll do is, he doesn't have much, but we'll give you his ultimate power really early, so you have a really cool power you can activate. Does have a pretty long cooldown, obviously. Interesting, it doesn't. Oh yeah, it does. 9.8 minutes. So yeah, you can see I do have 2 ranks in it, so we're getting a little bit of a bonus there in how many ranks we have. All right, and so activate clobbering time and just start spamming the ground around, and occasionally get out a big punch, which is this, or a headbutt, you know, which kind of help you when you're fighting somebody that's really tough, you know, like maybe a sentinel like this. I'll go ahead and headbutt him a couple times, and there he goes, he's down. As long as clobbering time, you always, I mean, you just always activate that. I mean, it's just too big a buff not to do that. So I'm sure when they redo him, that'll be his, it's kind of his saying anyways, but they'll redo it. I'm sure clobbering time will probably be his signature power anyways, probably some kind of a buff like that. But he does need to have some kind of other powers that's going to make him a little more interesting. Let's see what else we have here. There's a couple guys over here. Activate clobbering time again. Gives us a nice 20-second buff. Go ahead and pick up all these bubbles. And of course they are running Cosmic, what are they called? The Cosmic World Stone event again. I started today with 1,438. And I'm up to 1,702 already. And that's because I didn't spend them the last time they had this event going on. So I've got a crap load of them to spend. So activate clobbering time. We'll just leap over here, kill these guys. Come over here. We're just spamming our. Let's see if we can get a big punch in here. I want somebody here. Oh, couldn't punch him. Let's punch this guy. Boom, punched him. Headbutt a couple times in there, and then we'll just go back to slamming the ground. Because it's quick, it's easy, there's no cooldown, and it does some pretty good damage. That's the only reason that power is used for kind of our signature power, I guess. I think what they should, there's some more world stones. They should leave a rippling effect on the ground for a little while and even do more damage. But we'll see what they redo when they redo thing, which is supposed to be, like I said, January or February. So let's look at our character. So we got uniques across the board, which is pretty standard for us. We ended up getting any hero. So we haven't found any of these items for thing yet. We do have his unique thing there and a unique thing here. Now this is really interesting one. It's basically just a defensive buff and health. But look at that. 9,493 health. And it's only level 50. I haven't upgraded anything to level 60 yet. So the items you're looking at are all going to be in the 40 to 50 range. So I got all items except for the third item over. I haven't found any of that for thing yet. But I put this item in. This does a pretty good job. And you can kind of take a look at what he's got here. Cosmic Ring. some artifacts spread around the board. We've been using the Juggernaut medal, but we'll update them with all of our goodies because we've got level 60 rings and medallions now. Let's see if there's anything that would be. How about a Curse medallion, which would give him damage rating with melee powers, critical hit rating, brutal strike rating, all with melee. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. So, again, I don't mind giving away some of the very unique, different items that we have for Thing because, like I mentioned, he holds a special place in my heart because, yes, he was the one and only hero that I ever found on the ground token. That was the only one that I ever got. So, because like literally just after I started playing, they switched it over to the Eternity Sweaters. So rings, we got a 57 ring in, so we're just gonna leave that. We might update. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's see. We got a 50, a 45, a 42, a 50, and a 47. I will say, Thing, he doesn't do a lot of damage. I mean, he does okay damage with the combo I'm talking about, the Clawburn Time and the Smashing Ground, and occasionally throwing in a bash or a headbutt. And even his basic power does, I mean, they're okay damage, not great. He's not very fast unless you activate Clawburn Time. He's actually kind of slow. He's a lumbering rock, basically, right? So he's not very fast. He's not, he doesn't do anything really quick like a Psylocke or anything. He just kind of stands there and he takes a beating. Literally, I can stand there with Magneto and Sauron and who is it? Green Goblin and who's the other one? Blob. Yeah, those four guys. I can stand in the middle of these guys and just wail away in them, and you'll see my health slowly go down. But look at that, 23,571 health. I wasn't even really concentrating on like extra health in our hero Omega system. I didn't put like extra points into getting extra health or anything. I basically was working up this chain to get better attack and move speed, and also the spirit cost reduction for melee. So those are the two that I'm really interested in doing. So along the way I had to pick up this and this one, health. I guess there is one that gives me a little bit of health regen and one that gives me a little XP boost. But you know, it wasn't like I was focusing in on that health. I think a lot of it comes from his durability's 8, which is, you know, pretty huge. You get extra hit points for that. Strength is 7, fighting 6, speed 2, you can see very slow. Energy 1, you can see I only have 227 mana, a spirit, whatever they call it, and 3 intelligence. So obviously he's all about just standing there. I know I just did a video not too long ago when we got Juggernaut up, and I was saying, oh, Juggernaut's a beast. He's you know, he's easy to play and stuff. Thing is the ultimate easy. You basically just run up, activate your 2 powers, and just start smashing. You don't have to worry about hitting med kits. You hardly ever have to worry about, you know, activating a med kit. You can just stand there and just wallop away 3 bosses, groups, huge groups of enemies. You hardly ever lose any defense. Look at our defense is 8,000. So Thing is a tank. He doesn't do a lot of damage, but he can stand there and absorb a crap load of damage and not really be affected by much at all. His health regen, in fact, it's only 6,211 a minute, which for some characters is pretty good. For him, it's nothing. I mean, that's like a fourth of his hit points. So he doesn't have very great health regen. But, you know, I'll just activate a shield kit every once in a while and when I need it. But he's 8,000 defense. That's just really, really a lot. Damage-wise, like I said, 16,600. 1,665. Blah, I couldn't think of the number there. 1,665 is, I guess, respectable. It's not out of the way crazy.
Sick of waiting.
I think
I
that's
need to
pretty
shoot
good.
something.
So that is about it for the Venerable Awesome thing. We are going to be picking up, look at that, yes, I made it. Alright, I started at like 975, I think. So I knew I needed about 25 Eternity Splitters so we can get back to our Magic 1000. So we can pick us up another hero. What I think we're going to pick up is, we're going to pick up Colossus, because we ended up getting this Colossus Ultimate costume in one of our fortune cards that we picked up. We got a Colossus Ultimate costume. So because we got this, I think we're going to go ahead and purchase the old Colossus here. Brand new hero for us to play. And where is he? Costs 400. You can see there's some that cost 200, some that cost 400, and some that cost 600. There's just a few that cost 600. Deadpool, Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider's now 600. Really? I didn't think he was a 600. Maybe they adjusted him. And I think Spider-Man is now a 600. He used to be a 400 too. Yeah, he's a 600 now too. He only used to be a 400. So we're going to go ahead and pick up, where is he, Colossus here. It's going to cost us 400, even though we have 1,000. I like to have some in the bank in case, you know, in case I want to buy something else. I don't want to go up to 400 and spend them all and then not have anything and have to wait all that time. So we're kind of, what do you call it, ahead of the chains there. So we're trying to keep ahead of the chains. So we're going to buy Colossus for 400 Eternity Splitters. Yes, alright. And let's activate them. Bam! There it is. Hero is unlocked. So we've got the old Colossus now. So this isn't how you used to do it back in the day, and I thought, well, that would be a fitting end to our video for Thing, because the way I picked up Thing is totally different than the way we ended the video and how you get heroes now. So thanks so much for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for some more Marvel Heroes videos to come, and be sure to leave your thoughts, comments, and suggestions below, and we'll see you guys next time.